Hello YouTube, welcome back to Endless Legends. Cross-Train here again with episode number 3 in Let's Play Endless Legend, which is an early access game on Steam right now. And it's by Amplitude Studios, the makers of Endless Space, which was released a couple of years ago. And so this episode number 3, I'm going to do something a little different though. Now that I've finally kind of gotten this rolling and get the Empire moving up and getting stronger, I want to stop now and go back and kind of explain the foundations and the fundamentals of the game. So I'm going to walk you through some of the screens. I have finished turn 100, so I'm waiting to end turn number 101. So I've gotten us to 100 turns, and thought this is a good time to kind of do a tutorial, if you will, in this game, so that you can understand a little bit more about what I was doing in the first couple of videos. So, without any further ado, let me. I'm going to roll out, take a look at my empire as I've shown it, and so I now have 4 provinces that I have cities in. I've got Yagadra, Euro, Ladera, and Graldum. So, and each of those have their own cities in them. It is currently winter time in our empire. And a couple of things I want you to see. I am playing as the Wild Walkers, which is one of 4 factions that you can play in. You can see that I have right now 5. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maximum armies out on the field. So there's 6 units in those armies. Each of them have a hero. Get more into those in a few minutes. And so I've got 5 armies that are maxed out in the field. I am producing some more units even as we speak. But so the area that's lit up in light blue is the areas. That's my line of sight that these armies or the cities give me. So any of this dark blue that you see here is just out of my vision right now. Anything that's clouded is just something I haven't explored yet. So so again, you can see where my line of sight is. A couple of things really cool about this. I want to show you this unit right over here. Just a minute ago, this unit, in the last turn in fact, I had this unit here, and they were down on this tile, and you can see that there is a cliff along here. And so when this unit was down here, it did not have this lit up as line of sight because the cliff blocked the view, which is very, very interesting. So in the combat system, as well as with the view range, your terrain does impact your view range. It does impact even your combat, your actions in combat. So that's kind of interesting. One of the other things I want to say about the Wild Walkers is one of the faction traits, if you will, is that even in areas that are outside of your current view range, these dark areas, the gray areas, and the provinces that I don't own, this faction actually has the ability to detect enemy, or at least not friendly, units in either your territories or in all the adjacent territories that have already been explored. So you can see there's these tiles here with the exclamation points in them, down here, and even in my own territory back here where I don't have vision right now. Those indicate simply that there is an enemy force, or again, a non-friendly force that's there. I don't know what the armies are made up of. I don't know if they're minor factions. I don't know what they are until I get them in view range. But what this faction does do is it shows you what the activity is like in the area. So that's kind of an interesting thing. So let's just jump into some of the game's screens that I want to show you right now. We're going to start with the Empire screen. So here's the Empire screen. This is where you manage your empire. You put together your empire plan, which you can change. I don't understand this fully, but I'm going to tell you what I do know. You can determine, as you earn influence and gain influence in this game, you can determine an empire plan. The empire plan does allow you to increase your effectiveness in battle, decrease the cost of building buildings, of doing research. Any of these four areas, you've got science and industry, you've got the military, you've got economy and population, and then you've got the empire and expansion. So you can spend your influence points in those areas, and it will do that, as I understand it, for a certain number of turns. I think it's 20. And then you can readjust it if you want the next time an empire plan comes up. Every 20 turns, I believe, is what it is. So this tells me a little bit about my empire. You see that I have the Wild Walkers is who I'm playing with. Again, it tells you right here. You can see the sharing is one of the traits, and that just tells me that you can provide the ability to detect opponents' armies in your empire in the adjacent regions. So that's one of the things. Go a little bit more about these minor factions here, but you can see here that I am in the process of, I've either earned through quests or I've developed some extractors for glass steel and for titanium. So I've, in my properties or in my territories, I put extractors on some natural resources, strategic resources. And again, these allow you to do certain things. For instance, titanium and glass steel allow you to upgrade weapons, upgrade shields, upgrade armor once you've researched them, but you've got to extract the resources from the ground first. So I've got that going on right now. I've got 4 titanium. That means I've tapped 1 titanium well for 1 turn, or for 4 turns, excuse me, because it pulls 1 per turn. The glass steel, I've used a bunch of it in upgrading weapons, so I've got a whole bunch of that. But I've got 13 right now to be used. Your luxury resources do different things, and we're going to actually talk about this one in a minute. Wine, which is a luxury resource. Apparently you give people wine and they are very, very happy. You can see that one of the effects of this is when you use this resource, it gives you a plus 35 approval rating on your city, which is a great thing. I currently have 3 wine extractors working, so I'm pulling 3 wine per turn. The cost to do that boost to get a plus 35 on all of your cities is 25 wine. So I'm going to show you how that works in just a minute. Also have spices extracting. You can see what this one does. It gives you plus 10 on the city, and it also gives you plus 50% of food on all of your cities. So that's a nice little resource as well to have. And then blood crystals, again, I won this in a quest, so I can't use it yet, but you can see that this one is used specifically to increase your attacks in the military portion of the game. So it gives you a 25% boost on unit attacks. I have no stockpiles yet. Let's go over to these minor factions. So right now you can see that I have an assimilated minor faction. Right now I could only have 1. There does come a point in the game where you can add a second slot for another assimilated faction. I'm going to click on this right now and show you these are the 4 minor factions that I've pacified at this point. So I can choose any of these. It costs influence to do it. I can choose to assimilate any of these into my empire. What that means simply is that, like, I've chosen the Jodis, and I'll tell you why I've chosen them, because I love their units. What this allows when you assimilate a faction into your empire is their units, their military units, become available for you to build. And you will see most of my armies are made up of the Jodis. The teak is what the military unit's called. And you can see this is a ranged unit, has an attack strength at 24, a pretty high initiative at 9, and a fair life at 37 hit points. So I really like this. When you go to these other units, you can see the Rumbler is an infantry. Get a nice attack, good initiative as well. The only problem with the infantry to me is, again, they got to get right in close, so it just makes them more vulnerable. Maybe I just need to figure out how to use them. Also have the Centaurs in from the boss faction, or minor faction, and they are a cavalry unit. I do have 1 or 2 of those units around. And then I also have a flying unit, the Ended, out of the Haunts minor faction. So for me, I chose the Jodis. You can see that I can dismiss them if I want to pick somebody else. If I wanted to change, I would have to have 170 points or influence points. Right now I only have 43, but I am gaining 15 influence per turn. So in a little while I'd be able to change it if I wanted to. I have zero interest in doing so. But I wanted to show you that. So that's the Empire screen. Lots of information in there. This tells you a little bit about your bonuses that you got going on. But this is your Empire screen where you manage your empire at. Let's go to the cities. These are my 4 cities. Again, in this screen, it's a quick look at all of my cities, what they're producing each turn, in terms of their food, in terms of their industry, in terms of their science, and in terms of their dust and their influence. So you can see that where your population is spread, where they're working, and that can be altered within the city screen, within the city itself, which I'll show you in a minute. But this gives you a good look as to what you have. It also shows you, and we're gonna fix this in just a second. You can see that my Empire approval rating is not very high, because look at my cities. These guys are unhappy, and content, but that's not very good. So I'm going to show you how you fix that. One of the things I love about the wine extractors, these green arrows mean simply the population of these is still growing. This one is even because I've got no food being produced, is a net result. It is wintertime, which decreases your output and your production. So you can also see what is in the construction queue of each city over here, whether it's a military unit or whether it's so I'm getting ready to turn over 3 of these in this next turn when I end the turn, so that's good. The Borough Streets actually adds a district to the city, the Euro district, so that's good. So again, I'm going to go into the city screen in just a few minutes, but I wanted you to see that. Next one I'll show you is your research screen. So again, I am in current era is number 2 in the research screen. You can see that I've got 2 things queued up. No, 1 thing queued up. That is an imperial coinage, and that will unlock the resources and stockpile section of the marketplace. I'm not going to even bother trying to explain what that means, but so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find I really need some more food production. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this, and you can see then it puts this in queue as a second. It'll finish researching this. You can see that I've got 5 turns left before it finishes researching the imperial coinage, and then it'll begin researching here. I can put as many of these in a queue as I want. The blue ones I've already researched, and in order to move on to the next era, I have to research, it looks like 3 more of these second era ones, and then I will be able to move on. This is watchtowers. It's okay, but I probably just don't have understand it completely enough. But let's see, what else do I want to do? This diplomats, man. Who wants to do diplomatic? I'm a military guy, so I'm going in for the kill. So a quarry will do give you another research, which means that I can build stuff quicker. Oh, and stockpile. So we're going to put that in the queue as 3rd. So again, you can always go back and pick up more first era research units or technologies, and then of course pick 2, and then eventually with 3 more research I'll be able to pick from the 3rd. So that's your research queue. This is your quest. Simple. There's your active quests that are up right now. You can look at the ones that you've completed already, or the ones that you did not complete. Once you've failed them, like most times, you can't go back and pick them up again. So, but these are the 2 that are currently in the queue. So, then I've got my army screen. Again, you can see I have Tleto Mosi Pakwa II is my hero in the first Boer Warriors. This hero is a level 6 elite hero, so this beast is pretty bad in battle. When I say bad, I mean good. Again, here, most of my heroes, and there's a level 5, level 6, level 6. Most of my heroes are level 6. This tells you a little bit. I can click on this, and it shows me what units are down here or in that. So you can see I have a lot of these Tatikis in there, Dakari Ranger, and I also have this Agachi Shaman, which I'm still trying to figure out exactly what the Agachi Shaman does, but it's kind of cool. It looks like he shoots some healing touches or power-ups or something to all of my other units. But again, I can click on any of these. These are the 5 units that I showed you around the field where they're at. You can also see that these all have 6 out of 6. There's only 6 units available in an army at this level before I do some more research. So each of my 5 armies have the full complement of 6 units. 6 units plus a hero, which makes them effectively 7. There's your hit points, your health for each of those armies. Looks like all of them are at full health right now. So I've had some injuries in battles and stuff. So, and then your movement here, and then where they are, and then the cost for each of these units. So you can see that each of these 5 armies is costing me 7 dust per turn. So that's 35 dust just to keep my army on the screen. Let me show you. Let's go to this. And I'm going to show you the Academy screen. Now this is my heroes. Okay, these are the heroes that I currently have, and I've got 5 of them. So let's just go ahead and look at the High Protector Tosh Istvan III. I will inspect her. It looks like a her. And you can see how I've got her equipped. I got this crossbow, which is a one-handed crossbow, which means that she can also carry a shield, which adds defense. What these heroes do, generally speaking, is they give you they give the army a boost. Okay, so this hero in particular gives a boost to the army in attack, which means that all of the units in the army's attacks will be stronger, and the defense unit. So when we get hit, it also gives a bonus to defense. I'm not sure exactly what these things mean, but they're also things that they bring to the army. So you can see that the what's High Protector Toth Istvan III has a life of 77, hit points 54 on every attack. Initiative is 44, which is huge, absolutely huge, which means she's going to attack almost every time first. High defense, high chance of criticals. So what I've got here is she's got, see, these are the glass steel armor. You see this little icon here means that this is glass steel. So I've got her outfitted with glass steel crossbow, shield, and then armor as well. And you can go through and pick these. You can see that I've got some titanium ones that I could change it out for, the shield as well as a crossbow. You just got to make that decision. This one would cost gold plus 2 titanium. You can see that I have 4 currently to spend if I wanted to spend them. I'm not going to right now. But so this is the equipment. And then in the skill tree, I can go into High Protector Toth Istvan III, and you can see that I've got most of her military branch, her general of the army, and this just increases her effectiveness in military and as a general of the army. So really, really cool. So I'm going to close this screen. I'm going to go back to the army screen. So that's your army screen. Next up is your diplomacy screen, and this just shows that we have revealed where the AI is that we're operating against, and we are currently in a cold war with them. The states are, I can either have an alliance with them, we can be at peace, we can be in a cold war, which means they're just nothing. Well, everyone knows what a cold war is. Or we can declare war, which we will do here shortly. That's about all there is on this screen, and then there's the market screen. This market screen is simply, right now, the only thing I really have that I can do in here is this is where I go to buy heroes. So you can look at your heroes, you can see what their values are. If you want to inspect them, as we just did with Toth, you can go in here and look and see what their what their everything about them, all the details that you want. So when I need to buy a new hero, I just come into the market and buy them. So that pretty much takes care of all of these. Let's go back here. I'm going to zip down here. Again, I'm going to zip into a city here. So let me tell you a little bit more about what's happening here in the city. You can see from the last episode, 100 games into this, or 100 turns into this game, the city has expanded pretty nicely. The production out of this city is pretty significant if you see this. Of course, this is all in the forest. I've kept this all in the forest, which the wild walkers get big bonuses out of the forest. So you can see that right now, this is what we're producing even in winter. And winter diminishes your output significantly, particularly of food and I think of gold as well. But you can see in Q I've got 4 more units of military queued up to be made. What I'm doing is I'm building another army. This is the garrisoned units that are currently in town. So I am building up a full garrison. You can have 6 units in garrison for this town. So right now, that's all I've got in the queue is 4 more military units. So if we're attacked, I've got a full complement of military units here. You can see that these guys are unhappy at 35%. Let's skip over here. That's Ladera. Over here in Graldam, you can see we're at 55%, so we're content. But we got no food being produced because of winter. We got some of the other stuff. But I've got in queue, I've got a settler, and I'm telling you, I'm going to take the settler, and I am going to come down here, looking at the bigger map. I'm going to come down into Himun, and I am going to establish another city right in this area. Part of the reason is, you can see I get some bonuses from the rumbling stones and the rocky fields. Check out these rumbling stones. See what they're doing. Rocky. So that's pretty cool. But anyways, I'm going to incorporate those into my city as well as these high mountain forests. You see I'll get bonuses from living towns in these high mountain forests as well as in science. So I'm going to take the settler when he's done here, which would be when I end this turn. I will take the settler down and I will settle in our 5th province down here. But this is my happiest city, if you will, at 55. Go over here to Euro. You see these guys are at 20%. They are extremely unhappy. So we're going to fix this in just a second. But again, you can see all their output, gold, nothing. They're hurting. This is my newest town here. Again, they're at 30%, which isn't very good. But again, their output, they're actually losing gold because of they're losing some from unhappy. So let's go fix that happy. Let me show you what happens here. I'm going to go back to my Empire screen. Remember I talked about the wine? Wine makes people happy. So watch what happens when I you can see that my Empire approval status is unhappy, 38%. So let's see what happens when I boost this thing. It's going to ask me if I want to for sure. Yes, I sure do. And look what happened. I went up to 73%. And my Empire approval status is happy. This costs 25 wine per turn to increase it. And I just found this game. I didn't notice this last game. So I have tapped all the wine that I can because keeping your Empire happy is extremely important. So you can see what happened. I went from losing two dust per turn to making 43 dust per turn just by doing this. I could actually do this again, but there's no sense in doing that right now. So let's go take a look at our individual cities. This town is now at 65% happy. This city went to 55%. We went to 70%, and we went to 90%. So I could actually do this again, and really, I'm going to do that because what the heck? So I got plus 43 gold. Let's see what happens when I send this town into just absolute ecstasy, because they will go into I hope that I didn't waste all those just now, but it's okay if I did. Because it didn't do anything, didn't change anything. So let's end this turn. Let's see what happens then. Oh, look. Oh, that's good. Summer just came back. So I'm glad to see that. It did make our gold go up. Let's see what it did to our towns. They're still just 65 happy. So I wasted all of that. That was too bad. I want to show you about this army, though. Watch what happens when I move this army back down to here. Okay, see what happened? That just went, just because of this cliff, it took away my sight into that town. So that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty awesome. But I think that's about all I wanted to show you, which is sort of a tutorial on episode number 3 about how to manage your empire and all the finer points of the empire building and all that. Very, very shortly, I am going to be moving into my enemy. You can see that one of my enemy units is right down here. So I could go attack him right now, and war would be declared between our empires, which would be okay with me because it's getting time to move along. Before I do that, though, I should have a settler in here. Oh, I do. How about that? So I'm going to create a new army with my settler, who's right there now. My settler is there, so I am going to... Got no bad guys down here, so let's go ahead and take my settler down here. I'm going to go next turn, and I'm going to go settle right in here. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that before I end this video. Let me shut down that turn. Oh, somebody came and declared war. That's okay, because I'm going to take this guy first, and I'm going to move him right into here. I'm not going to be able to establish this town to the next turn. So what happened? Oh, look at all this stuff. That's good. Had all this stuff made. Let's go. Where's my war being declared at? Where is it? I don't see it. Oh, look at this son of a gun. So we got a bad guy who's laid siege to our city. Okay, so it's time for you to come down and take care of this dude. So I'm going to end the turn one more time. I'm going to go ahead and take this, battle on here. Oh, we got some more guys coming in. Nice. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to minimize that for a second because I want to go establish a city first. Where are you? Here we go. So I want to get this city established. So you can see when you're laying this down, what you're getting when you lay it down. Let's see. What's going to be best? I think I want to get 222. Oh, I think I'm going to go with this spot right here. So let's go ahead and have him establish a city. Let's just see what happens. There we go. I just got 60 titanium because I completed a quest. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and we'll start working on this city when I get back. In the meantime, let's go over and fight this battle. Where is the battle here? Okay, let's get it done. And then I will... Oh, that's over here. Oh, it's these guys. You sucker. Okay, so you can see that... let's see, what are these guys? It looks like these guys are infantry. They're dredgers is what they are. So let's... I'm going to deploy them. Let's go here. Okay, so I'm going to rearrange here. Hopefully these guys can reach. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and take these guys down here. And then I'm going to be ready. Okay, let's do that. Okay, let's find out about these guys now. They got 45, so they don't have... Yeah, they are infantry, so they're in trouble. Okay, we're gonna target these guys. All three of you are going there. You guys are all going to this. I want the hero to get that guy. That should probably just about take care of them all. Yeah, the hero's going to wipe them out in one turn. See that? Hero's beastly. So the initiative of these units are what determines who goes next. And these guys should not have attacked us. That was really a bad move on their part. They're not very strong. So you can see that was a relatively simple and totally painless battle. And we just absolutely wiped them out. So, well, I am going to, we just established our 4th territory down here. So we are going to call it a day. I hope that was helpful for any of you that might have watched the first couple. Explain a little bit more. I got some work to do over here, as you can see. Explain a little bit more about how the game works and how you get your empire moving. So that's going to be all for now. And until next time, this is Cross Train from Endless Legend. Let's play number 3. More of a tutorial right in the middle of the series. So hope that was helpful. Until next time, peace.